All right, so let's whip up this mount for this rapid air. You can see here, this is one of the rapid air blocks. I just took 2 shots of it on my just camera phone, just next to a square, just so I could see the size. And it's going to attach to a piece of conduit that's running down the concrete wall. So let's whip that up real quick. Jump here into Fusion. I've already saved the file once, but let's create a sketch. Actually, stop that. Rule number 1, let's make a component. Call this conduit. Create a sketch. It's going to be right here. Do a center point circle. And let's actually, we know the diameter, I measured it, it's 0.73. I'm just going to go, best way would be data construction, can I do tangent? No. But what I can do is I can measure that as that divided by 2. And I just want that, the green line here, the y-axis, is going to represent the wall face. Stop sketch, extrude, pull that up. Our block itself, this rapid air block, is 3 inches high. Let's just make the mount 3 inches high as well. I hit A for appearance. My default appearance is oak because we just usually work with wood. I'm going to assign and delete. That takes care of that. So there's my conduit. Just go ahead and go back to my top level. I'm going to make the block. I took some pictures because I wanted to use the canvas and a trick that I saw on John Saunders' video recently about what's it called? Well, let's do it real quick here and just see how it goes. Let's do a new component. Make sure we're on top level. We're going to call this rapid air block. New sketch. Rather, let's go insert attached canvas. Face we're going to do on that face, and our image. Let's go to our downloads. Let's look at small icons. Show me something. Medium. Here we go. I want to do it off this face. Open. Zoom in there a little bit and just see if the angle, I'm going to rotate it just 90 degrees. Call it good there. Now what I didn't know and what I learned in that video is if you twirl these guys down, right click, you can calibrate. That's what it's called. So we're going to go ahead and calibrate this from, we know that this point to this point is 3 inches. Look at the front here. Edit feature. I just want to put that if I show my origin, that might help. Just want to put it close to okay. Now that I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and create a rectangle. That same face. This is why I really didn't want to do that. It's a simple enough shape. It's 2 inches by 3 inches. That it's faster to actually. I'm just going to undo the canvas. That's a cool trick for some things, but in this case, I just don't need it. So I'm still in my newly created rapid air block component. Just go ahead and type R for rectangle and do it on that face. Actually want to project that, and go R and there, 3, 2, that's going to be our block. You know, though I do want a gap here, because I'm going to put just a single bolt in between these two, and it's just going to clamp the two together. So I'm going to go ahead and go undo that, do the rectangle again, but this time we're just going to drag it out a little bit. 2, 3, go dimension, let's just make this 0.5. There are these holes is what I'm going to use just on one side to mount it to. So I'm going to go ahead and measure center point, or rather the offset, which is 0.15 inches, and then that hole itself is 0.2. So what I'm going to do here is offset of course I forgot 0.15. They're not locked down because I think I just have to do collinear this guy to that guy, and there we go, everything's locked. This is just it's all just for helping me reference. I'm going to do a C for circle. Actually, when you hit C for circle, one little trick, you can go up here and actually change the type of circle. So I know that I want a circle with 2 points here and there. Nah, I don't like that. The quicker way for me, see, that's 2 tangent circles. Oh, there we go. So 2 tangents, so you click your 2 lines, and then I'm just going to go 0.2, because that was the size of that circle, if I remember correctly. The diameter. That is correct. Ah, it's a radius though, so 0.1. I thought it looked a little big. And we're going to do the same thing. It's interesting. So even though I just created the 2 tangent circle, if I right click and go up to the top, it's center diameter again. But even though we're going to do 2 tangent, that, pull it out. You can just keep doing it though. And then escape. We're going to do an equals constraint, U to U, U to U, and U to U. Stop sketch, and extrude that. We're going to do it symmetrically. And we know that our block is 1 inch thick. It's the whole width, 1 inch. No taper. Okay. So there we go. That's our rapid air block. Go back to our top level. You can hit Shift N if it helps. That toggles, if you go up here under Inspect, that toggles the component color cycling toggle, Shift N. So if you just want to be able to differentiate your components, you can see over here in the tree, they're also colored, as well as down in your timeline, which is useful. So now let's make this clamp so we can get it on the 3D printer. And what I want to do is I'm going to make a single part and then break it into 2 parts. I think that'll be the easiest way. So what I want to do is actually create a new component and call this mount block. create a sketch on, yeah, let's do it on this face. We're going to project that circle. We're going to do a let's do an offset of this circle. This is going to be thickness. We're going to call this 0.125. Repeat the offset, 0.125. And then we're going to create a rectangle and do it. Let's go. Just going to place it there for now. And then what I want to do is move it up into this area. I'm going to make that ×2. Just because we're going to split that. I want to make it coincident, U to U, U to U, and then just do collinear, U to U. Okay, so that's locked down. We definitely don't need our mount to come all the way, wrap around this block. So what I'm going to do is just create a line, make sure it's tangent. I'm going to project that and do a distance. We'll just make that same as that. Okay. So now we've got that, comes around. Let's go ahead and cut off. Just going to do this coming across, but I want to make it horizontal. And I want it to be tangent to my conduit. So then that way that clamp's going to pull off right there. Let's make this a little thicker. Let's go ×3. And stop sketch. I'm going to extrude that. Go all the way down to object, to the bottom. It doesn't touch, so you hit extend faces. Okay. We're still our mount block component. I'm going to go ahead and do a section analysis through here. Cut it to about midway. Okay. This is going to help me. I'm going to do a sketch on that face. I want to project that circle and this circle, and then I can actually turn off my conduit and my block and my section analysis, because I want to extrude these, and I want to go all the way to the object, which is just going to be the other side. Okay. And see how that works right there. This actually, can I fillet that? No. So got a little issue there. Well, it's not going to be an issue because I'm going to split this right down the middle, and then we'll see how that works. Let's go. Start to see how it's going to work. Let's split it now. No, let's wait. I'm going to do Okay, so I'm going to go back to my top level component. I want to insert, use some master car components. Use less square nuts here. I've got 1024 square nuts, so let's just find square nuts. Yeah, I'll do 1024. If you don't know this trick, this is really helpful. So I'll go 1024. Scroll down here, zinc is fine. Just click on that. But you go to product detail. Scroll down a little bit, change this to 3D step, save. It's going to pull it right into your assembly here. And then you can look here, and I can tell that I need this area to be bigger. So let's go ahead and put it on that face a little bit. Out like that. Okay, I like that one, so go OK. You can see here you got to capture the position. I'm going to create another one, so I'm going to select it over here in my tree, hit M for move, check this box for create copy. I'm going to slide this guy up. We'll just go 1.5-ish. That's good. Now I want to make sure I go back to my conduit block, because what I want to do is pull that out so that it stretches my mount. So I'm going to go back to the rapid air block. Sketch. Let's change that to 0.75. Stop sketch. These guys flipped over on me. Interesting. If I go 0.6 first. And then 0.75. Nope. 0.7. Very interesting. Why would those flip on me? This might be a bug. I mean, it's tangent and tangent. But now it's no longer if I get rid of this tangency real quick, move it over, and make it tangent again over here, that works. So a little frustrating, but there's a workaround. It's easy enough. Pull it over, tangent, stop sketch. Okay, now you can see I've got more space for my square nut to get in there. So now I will let's make sure we can actually do if we go into our mounting block, we'll do a sketch in this face, project. Let's project, sure, we'll project it all. Escape. And then we'll make these inside ones. So let's not make those construction lines. Yeah, we will. So double click, X for construction line, stop sketch. I'm going to turn off these square nuts now. I'm just going to go extrude. I'm going to cut them. They're pretty small, so let's just go 0.075 minus 0.075. Leave it like that. And now I'm going to do another sketch here. through there. I'm going to go a line from there to here, also from here to there. X for construction. I'm going to drop a point on the midline. Stop sketch. H for hole. Those are my two marks. Make sure that I measure my 1024. Make sure I leave clearance. So it's about 0.18. Let's go 0.195 for the diameter. And then for depth, let's just go through all. Okay. So there's that. I think that's good. The one thing I mean, it kind of bugs me that it's not centered on there, but I'm going to be okay with that. Now the only thing we have to do is split it, add some fillets, and send it to the printer. So let's do that now. We're going to create a construction plane on the mid plane between this face and this face. Okay. And then we're going to modify. And we're going to split a body. Choose our body splitting tool. We'll choose that face or that plane we just created. Okay. Now if you toggle down here, you can see we've got the two bodies. Actually, we've got four bodies. Okay, and that's fine. Let's get rid of our block and our conduit. Let's turn off that plane so we don't have to see it. It's interesting to me that it didn't. We want, oh, well, let's go back to our splitting operation and our body to split. Let's go ahead and select these guys too. Go OK. So now we've got 6 bodies. Let's do some joining. We'll do combine. Our target body is going to be the big one. We're going to add that guy and that guy. Go OK. I'm going to do that again. Repeat combine. Target's the big one. We're going to add these pins to it. OK. So now we're down to 2 bodies, which I like. That should be it. We should be good with that. We can do some fillets on this. Let's see what happens if we fillet these ones as well. Talking 0.05 maybe. Add that one. Like that. Yeah, let's give that a go and see how it works. Okay. One thing I can see that might be an issue, I think how we're going to print this. Be when I lay that down, I'd like to print it just like that, and then put the pin in. Let's give it a go and see how it turns out. So let's go make this body. I'm just going to export it as STL documents. conduit mount, square nut. Conduit mount, hole. Okay, so we'll take that into 3D printing software and see how it comes out.